Wow. What are you doing in here again? Is it Friday again already?
It's another week.
Jesus
we managed
Christ.
to kill it again.
Yep.
So
we got some stuff going on here. We got this is a Zenith carburetor off of that air compressor,
which turned out to be a 1952 Wisconsin AHH 9.2 horsepower.
Right, off of the air compressor that D. Frank got a couple month, 2, 3 ago, whatever. It was in a video. The video Dodge Cummins hauls Franko's Ford farm truck, I think is the video, and we found this awesome big air compressor sitting in the yard of this guy who was selling the truck, and we picked it up. Anyway, it's the carburetor. Cleaned it up, and it's actually in pretty nice shape. I've already cleaned it a bit, but it didn't look much different.
Well, I soaked it for a while.
Oh, you did soak it?
I did soak it.
And you know, I blew out all these. I was going to take these little jets out, but I can blow through all of them with the carburetor cleaner, so I'm not going to bother stripping those nice brass flatheads. I just left them alone.
It's a nice, you know, it doesn't need to be rebuilt.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to rebuild. I mean, it's all hard parts. You clean them all up. The only thing we got to do is make a gasket. D. Frank got a minty little set of gasket punches. We're going to have to
none of them really work that well.
Well, we're going to have to modify. The problem is these small ones. You see how blunt that cutting edge is, so it doesn't cut very well. So we'll do some modification there.
We have to make a gasket for here, which will be easy.
Super easy.
Some kind of an ID tag or something.
I was looking at that. I think
but I like
it's
it's not easy to pick off. A lot of the automotive carburetors, they just have it drilled into one of the bolts, and people would wiggle and take them off.
But it's really riveted in there. It's a real nice carburetor, all cast iron, of course.
And
here it is, the Crap generator.
I need help.
Yes.
The Onan, you can't rely on it.
Onan's a piece of shit.
Is pretty, you know, starts and runs and everything. It doesn't matter if it's wet. You know, you could run this thing underwater, practically. And it's a 1994-95 Generac 5000. You showed the tag in the other video.
Yeah.
I was using it one day. It was working fine. I went outside, plugged a drill into an extension cord from the generator out to drill something outside. Drill wouldn't work. All of a sudden, my light started flickering a minute later. Drill got real weak.
And that was it.
No power. Well, it started with weak first, and went to nothing, and that was it. So,
that's hot, by the way.
Yeah. See, West Virginia rock crusher there. He suggested that we stick some probes in there with it running and see if anything's coming out of it.
D. Frank is familiar with probing holes, so
yes.
So the first thing we got to do, we got to fix this
wire, which this broke on the ride over here, so you don't have to get all the people saying, "Oh, that's what happened." No, so we're just gonna solder that on there,
right back on there,
and then we're going to fire it up if it'll start, which it should.
Yep.
And
see
I don't
what
know. There's some
happens.
ohm testing you can do to test these 3 wires with it not running, but I don't know.
So we'll
it's all Chinese.
We'll get
to
it
me.
going. Speaking of Chinese, we're gonna have some Chinese food tonight. I'm looking forward to that.
Moo Shu.
Yeah.
Well, are we gonna order that as a side dish, or are you gonna get it as a main meal? Because I don't know if it's gonna be any good.
It is a main meal. I know it's good. See, we always get General Tso's. I think everyone knows what General Tso's is. And then, you know, it's a good standby, but sometimes you just get tired of the same thing over and over, you know?
So he suggested Moo Shu.
I had it as a kid years ago, and it was pretty good.
I couldn't figure it out. It looked like every other Chinese meal.
Oh, now let me, now I know my viewers are from all across the country, more or less. And
yes!
Yeah, I'm sure there's Chinese food places all across the country.
Right.
And what D. Frank and I have discussed is that at least within Connecticut, no matter where you go, the Chinese food places, they have the same food, they have the same menus, the same layout, the same everything. You could order something without even looking at the menu, and you know they have it, because if one place has it,
and
every
the
place has
prices
it.
are
the prices
more
are
or
the
less
same.
standard.
So let's just
Sure.
To give them a layout of the menu here.
I will.
Does this look familiar?
One side there. This one's color. A lot of them are just black and white. So you got the real fancy shit, and then over here,
Is this all the normal
standard. The layouts are the same.
The soup, the sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour chicken, sweet and sour pork, shrimp, beef or broccoli, black bean. You know, and you got your pork.
So let us know. is this Connecticut China food menu the same as your Delaware China food menu, your South Dakota, etc.?
Yeah, and the prices, you got basically, it looks like what, about $10 average a dish?
Roughly.
$8.50, and then you got your fried or steamed dumpling, shrimp, vegetable roll, egg roll,
We have ordered stuff that isn't on the menu and they still have it because other places have it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes instead of, okay, here's one that I want to be in the video here. Chicken fingers. Which chicken fingers is what is more commonly referred to as golden fingers because it's a certain type of coating. In other parts of the country, do they say chicken fingers or golden fingers?
We
will have to find out
unless someone lets us know. This is a China Royale.
And you can see the flame there.
Chinese cuisine.
Or that's a crown.
See,
I was looking at the camera and it looked like a Royals, the song.
Yes.
By what's her face there?
Lord.
Yes.
Anyway, let us know.
Yes.
Let us know.
Please comment on this part.
Yeah.
And then also
the generator. So let's solder this wire.
Yes. Okay. What do we got here?
Well, we verified that it doesn't work. We fired it up and stuck the multimeter in the outlets and it's getting absolutely nothing.
And you can see the wires come right from the, 3 wires come right from the, well, that would plug into the generator.
Yep.
And then they go and they branch off and you got circuit breakers here. But we tested them in the outlet to the back of there, absolutely nothing. So then we got a little more deeper.
Well, I tested, here's the cable that comes right out of the generator head. There's 3 wires in there. From any pin to any other of the 2 pins in there, it's half an ohm. No matter how you measure it, it's half an ohm resistance. Which is uniform, which to me is good, but I don't know, half an ohm seems kind of low for all this wire in here, so I don't know what it's supposed to be, but that's that.
So, as we can see here, none of the wires are broken. Everything actually looks fairly clean in there. I mean, I know neither one of us really know what we're talking about, but you have your armature here, and you have your field windings, coils, whatever the fuck you call them. You have your commutator here, which looks okay. You have this component here, which is a brush slash something else they called it, some sort of a
well, it's got some diodes in it, so is it a rectifier maybe?
Yes, it's a brush rectifier set, yes. And that was replaced because someone online suggested doing that, and that did absolutely nothing. The other one was perfectly fine. So that's where we're at now, so any more help would be appreciated.
Yep.
We're going to close this up and go down to China Royale.
Get ourselves some China food.
Yeah.
Alright, so this carburetor is going back together. Made some gaskets. Where'd the gasket go? Alright, so there's the float. We got our freshly made gasket, handmade.
Look at the good job he did. Lay that on there,
Cleaned it all up.
Boom.
Ready to go.
So, now I assembled this, and I found it interesting. There's no spring to hold the needle to the float.
Just all gravity.
Yeah, which, you know, like you stated before, it's not mandatory. So it's a pretty simple
really
carburetor.
Not
it's really not, that goes in there, that threads down.
Oh, I forgot to clean that.
Oh.
Let's clean that.
Is it a little stiff getting in there, huh? You got this.
Well, usually you want it stiff when you're getting it in.
Jeez, the sex jokes around here don't stop. Now I need a deep 1/4 inch. Drive. Deep 1/4 inch drive, whatever size.
Now I like the screw adjustment.
Adjustable.
Keep it still for a second. There we go. That little T-headed fuel jet there is meant for on-the-fly adjustment.
You can just see it's real simple. You see a little, you know,
yep.
Down there it goes to the jet.
Yeah, it is pretty basic carburetor. There are a couple, you know, through drilled holes and stuff for these little jets, but it's still pretty basic.
A lot easier than the 390 carburetor we dealt with on last week's episode, or the week before.
Something like that.
Yeah, so you just kind of tighten this down. And you want to tighten it just till you feel the threads start to yield.
Yep.
That's when you know you got it.
Then you're all set. You know you've reached maximum torque.
Sorry for all the movement. That is basically, that's it, really. So now you take the gasket and you just kind of lay it on there.
Other way around.
you just kind of lay it on there. And then, very carefully, and I mean very carefully, you
force it together.
You just kind of send it down like that. And there you have a 1952 Zenith carburetor for a 9.2 horsepower.
9.2. The extra 0.2 makes all the difference.
Well, I was looking at the information on those, and the motors, they would just change the cylinder. You can unbolt the cylinder.
No shit.
And get a different size motor.
That's just like my Boulevard and Seafang.
Yeah.
You can go from 20 horsepower up to 40 horsepower just with the change of a piston and cylinder.
I'm not sure what the range was, but I know that 9.2 was the highest in the AHH series.
Huh.
Or I need a flat screwdriver.
Yeah, you just want everything, don't you?
I'm entitled to it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, I thought I needed it, but well, I do in a second. These holes are a little off. My gasket manufacturer has been lacking in quality control.
Well, one of the punches was a little small, the another punch was a little big, so you gotta, you know.
It'll work. I just gotta get the...
Hey, you're getting what you paid for.
Which was?
0. In fact, I think you're getting more than what you paid for.
I don't know what the stock adjustments are, so...
It seems to be almost always 2 turns.
So we're going to do this one 2 turns. Now, you're supposed to tighten enough to damage the needle seat, right?
Well, you want to, when you force the needle into the seat, it creates a perfect seal.
Yes,
so
and then you start over again, yeah.
Right.
Right, because you don't want gas passing through. The screwdriver's not thin enough.
A little bit girthy.
What? It's got a little too much.
Keep going. No, one more. There you go.
I need a real sharp, non-girthy screwdriver. Ooh.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at that.
Beautiful.
So, okay, so there's half a turn, 1 turn, half a turn, 1 turn.
2 turns
2
total.
turns. Now, we're going to tighten this one too. So we had...
Half. Oh,
half.
lose count.
1.
You have to count on your fingers.
Half. No, I just wanted to make sure I had the angle right. So
The
that
angle of the dangle.
now what they did here, which I doubt this is original, they had this piece of rubber hosing on here, and then they had some kind of an air filter, like a breather, really, that they shoved on.
It was like a steel mesh thing, I think.
No, it was it was a steel screen with a paper foam element, and it was not correct.
Yeah, I'm sure
And
the original filter had been lost. We'll make something or whatever. But anyway, there's how to. Oh, I see you trying to steal my wrench over here.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how to rebuild a little Zenith carburetor on a Wisconsin. Was it Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. AHH.
AHH.
9.2.
9.2.
It's the extra
horsepower.
The extra 2 really,
really just gives it that extra.
9 horsepower is you're never going to be enough.
All right, D. Frank, another Friday night gone.
Don't you love this global warming?
Oh yeah, it's what, 15 or 25 degrees out.
23.
23. Holy fuck, it's cold out here. Jesus.
I won't be cold though.
Fire up the old D Ford.
Already warmed up. That's another thing I like about going to pick up our food together, is it keeps the truck warm. So it's never in a state of coldness.
I can't see much in the video right now, but I can see you bright and clear.
What?
I said I can't see much in the video right now, but I can see you for some reason. Might have something to do with that OSHA approved jacket you have there.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now, the funny thing is, you could have a completely dirty one of these that's not visible at all.
Yep.
But you can, and that's fine. But but if you wear a perfectly clean white T-shirt, that goes against the rules.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, well, the rules are rules.
So.
All right.
I think I will keep it.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
All right.
In case any of the viewers wanted to know, I got a quote. If I pull the transmission and bring it to a transmission shop, the Lincoln, they want $1,600
to rebuild it.
Right, to rebuild it with a new torque converter and flush out the radiator.
Yep.
And before you know it, you surpassed the value of the car. We'll see you all.
Till next time. See you later. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for next week.